What if an advanced civilization existed thousands of years ago, only to disappear beneath the waves? The lost city of Atlantis has captivated imaginations for centuries. The story of Atlantis originates from the writings of the ancient philosopher Plato, who described it as a powerful and advanced kingdom that sank into the ocean in a single day and night of misfortune. Over the years, many have speculated about its location, from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean. Some believe Atlantis was a metaphor for an ideal society, while others think it was a real place lost to time. Archaeologists and researchers continue to search for evidence, exploring underwater ruins and decoding ancient texts. Whether myth or reality, the legend of Atlantis inspires curiosity about ancient civilizations and the mysteries of our planet. The origins of the Atlantis myth can be traced back to the writings of an ancient Greek philosopher who introduced the story more than 2,000 years ago. In his dialogues, he described Atlantis as a mighty island nation that existed beyond the known world, boasting remarkable wealth, advanced technology, and a highly structured society. According to the account, Atlantis attempted to conquer the lands of Athens but was ultimately defeated, and not long after, it was swallowed by the sea in a catastrophic event. Unlike many myths that evolve over time through oral tradition, this narrative was first recorded in a philosophical text, which adds a layer of complexity to its interpretation. Some scholars argue that the story may have been an allegory or a cautionary tale reflecting on political hubris and moral decay, while others consider it a memory of real events, perhaps inspired by ancient flooding or volcanic disasters. The myth's deep historical roots continue to fuel debates about whether Atlantis was purely a fictional creation or based on something real, making it one of the most enduring and intriguing tales from classical antiquity. Plato's writings not only introduced the story of Atlantis, but also shaped how it has been perceived and interpreted throughout history. His dialogues, primarily Timaeus and Critias, are the earliest and most detailed sources that paint a vivid picture of this lost civilization. They blend elements of history, philosophy, and mythology, which creates a rich narrative landscape that invites multiple readings. The influence of these texts stretches beyond philosophy into literature, art, and popular culture, sparking countless theories about the location and nature of Atlantis. What's particularly fascinating is how Plato's description of Atlantis's political system and technological advancements reflects his own philosophical ideas about the ideal state, making Atlantis serve as both a warning and a vision of what society could become. Over centuries, this blend of fact and fiction in Plato's works led explorers, historians, and dreamers to seek Atlantis in places ranging from the Mediterranean to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, fueling an enduring quest that crosses disciplines and borders. This intellectual legacy demonstrates how a single source can evolve into a cornerstone of cultural mythology, blending imaginative storytelling with philosophical inquiry in a way that continues to captivate people today, perfectly setting the stage for understanding the myth's mysterious origins. When it comes to pinpointing where Atlantis might have existed, geographical theories have flourished over the centuries, each bringing compelling arguments based on interpretations of Plato's description and geological evidence. Some researchers argue that Atlantis was located somewhere in the Mediterranean, such as near the island of Santorini, which experienced a catastrophic volcanic eruption around 1600 BCE that wiped out a thriving civilization, the Minoans. This aligns with the idea of a sudden, devastating event leading to the disappearance of Atlantis. Others propose locations in the Atlantic Ocean, inspired by the description of Atlantis being beyond the Pillars of Hercules, identified with the Strait of Gibraltar, which would place it somewhere in the mid-Atlantic ridge or the Azores. This theory gains intrigue from underwater topography that hints at sunken landmasses. Meanwhile, some point towards areas around the Caribbean or even Antarctica, suggesting that Earth's shifting crust and sea levels could have concealed the lost continent under ice or water. Each geographical theory reflects the enduring human fascination to connect Plato's allegorical tale to real-world locations, driven by a desire to blend myth with what science and history reveal about ancient Earth. These theories not only broaden the scope of the Atlantis legend, but also showcase how interdisciplinary approaches, from archaeology and geology to mythology, interact to keep the mystery alive, seamlessly setting up why the myth continues to inspire explorers, scholars, and storytellers alike as we move towards understanding its lasting appeal. Building on the countless geographical theories about Atlantis, the legend's allure extends far beyond scholarly debates into the heart of popular culture and media, where it has become a timeless source of inspiration. From blockbuster movies and animated adventures to novels and video games, Atlantis is often portrayed as an advanced and mysterious civilization, sometimes with futuristic technology or magical elements that captivate audiences of all ages. This fascination is fueled by the idea of a hidden world beneath the sea, rich with secrets waiting to be uncovered, blending adventure with fantasy. Television series and documentaries often explore Atlantis as a symbol of lost knowledge and cautionary tales about hubris and the consequences of human ambition, themes that resonate deeply across eras. Furthermore, Atlantis appears in music, art, and even theme parks, reflecting its powerful impact on creative expression. The myth's flexibility allows each generation to reinterpret it through new lenses, reinforcing its status as a cultural touchstone that sparks imagination and curiosity. Ultimately, Atlantis in popular culture serves not just as escapism, but as a profound narrative about human history, mystery, and the enduring quest for understanding our ancient past, making the legend as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. Beyond its captivating presence in culture and media, the quest to find Atlantis has also driven numerous scientific investigations and archaeological searches that blend myth with empirical inquiry. The allure of Atlantis has inspired explorers and researchers alike to seek tangible evidence beneath the ocean's surface, utilizing advanced technologies like sonar mapping, underwater robotics, and satellite imaging to scan submerged landscapes around locations historically linked to the legend. Some expeditions have focused on sites such as the submerged island chains in the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, while others have explored regions much further afield like the Caribbean or even Antarctica, reflecting the diverse hypotheses about Atlantis's possible setting. Archaeological findings from underwater ruins or geological features often ignite heated discussions about whether they represent remnants of an ancient civilization or natural formations misinterpreted by hopeful searchers. Beyond the search itself, scientific scrutiny of ancient texts, comparative mythology, and geological data attempts to reconcile the captivating stories with known historical events such as volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, or the flooding of coastal settlements. These rigorous efforts highlight how the legend of Atlantis straddles the boundary between myth and reality, encouraging an interdisciplinary approach that combines history, archaeology, oceanography, and geology. This persistent endeavor to uncover Atlantis not only fuels the modern imagination, but also underscores humanity's enduring fascination with our origins and the mysteries hidden beneath the waves, providing a meaningful bridge to the legend's profound cultural resonance discussed earlier. From Plato's ancient tale to modern scientific quests, the legend of Atlantis continues to captivate by blending myth with mystery and inspiring a multidisciplinary search beneath the oceans. Whether buried history or metaphor, Atlantis pushes us to explore not just the ocean depths, but also the enduring human desire to connect with our past and uncover forgotten truths. Join the exploration and share your thoughts on the legend of Atlantis. What do you think lies beneath the waves? Explore Atlantis.